Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods up here. As we sit 79 days, 3 hours, 14 minutes away from the 2019 season. A couple hours, we're going to be 78 days. It's coming. It's coming fast and furious. And I know, as Miss Jackie text messaged me, she said we're in the dead zone, which is true because we don't have football. The players are away until the 25th of July. But I'm going to tell you, it's not that far away. Less than 6 weeks. And this is the time of year that you want to hold your breath and just pray that nothing happens over this 6 weeks with our players, that none of them get in any trouble, that none of them get hurt, that they all arrive wrapped in bubble wrap, ready to go ahead and get started on the season. Now, it's funny because I know I'm a guy with a day job and I just do this for fun. But it's so funny that a lot of times I will see something and I'll go, didn't I just do that? And all of a sudden, somebody else, one of the talking heads out there, say the exact same thing. If you guys tuned into this morning's Joe Boo Sports Report, I talked about two things. Dak Prescott, of course, because you guys always say I've always got Dak Prescott in my mouth, and I defend him more than I defend anybody else. Okay, fine, whatever. And my answer to that will be is, well, nobody gets trashed as much as our quarterback, who's done quite a bit. They're not trashing everybody else on the team. They're going after quarterback. So I feel it is my duty to put out the real statistics out there and stuff. And it's up to you to believe it or not. And if you don't like it, go pound sand. Go watch somebody else. I guarantee you there's plenty of channels that will go ahead and pound on my quarterback. But the other thing I talked about, I said New Orleans is looking at Michael Thompson's contract and giving him a new one. And we all know Julio Jones is getting worked on, and we know what Odell Beckham's getting paid, and Antonio Brown and stuff like that. And I said the Dallas Cowboys need to hurry up and get Amari Cooper's deal done because they always wait too long, and the market's about to reset. Julio Jones is probably going to get 20 million. Michael Thomas, he's probably going to be in that ballpark too, and his numbers, of course, are going to put Amari Cooper up there as well. So waiting could cost you $2 million a year, and you multiply that over, say, a 5-year deal. You're talking about $10 million more. It's going to cost you. And lo and behold, Don Graziano this afternoon posted this. Let's see if you can see this. I need to work on the colors here. Cooper is the youngest of the big wide receivers up for contract extensions this summer. If he waits for Julio Jones and Michael Thomas to get their deals, he could end up with the highest paid wide receiver in the league. Okay, and then the other person, his answering his response. Wishing Amari Cooper a happy birthday, yet still just 25 from the point of the trade to Dallas last year. He is on the wide receiver 9 and accounted for 42% of the Cowboys' receiving TDs. Now has a full year to get ingrained with Dak Prescott in the offense. Okay. That's exactly what I talked about this morning. And of course, one of the haters out there, one of the trolls that came in to tell me that Mark Holmes, you're stupid. You don't pay that guy any money. He's not worth that money. And it's amazing to me how so many of you guys are always talking about who's worth this and who's worth that. I bet you ain't worth jack your damn self. Because here's the thing, because they're basically saying, let's look at the wide receivers out here, okay? And I know I need to work on the screen. This is one of those things that I need to invest in. Basically, I need to get actually a computer monitor. The bit rate is faster on it and stuff. The resolution will be much richer, and I'll be able to change the blues and stuff you can't do with regular TV. But you spend $300 for a 32-inch computer monitor. It's a chunk of change that I don't have right now. But if you look at yards, Julio Jones, 1,677 yards. They're a passing attack. Hopkins, 1,500. Mike Evans, 1,500. Tariq Hill, 1,479. Juju, 1426. Michael Thomas, 1405. Adams, 1386. George Kittle, 1377. Adam Thielen, 1373. Travis Klexo, 1336. Antonio Brown, 1297. T.Y. Hilton, 1270. Robert Woods, 1219. Brandon Cooks, 1204. Keenan Allen, 1196. Zach Ertz, 1163. Kenny Golladay, 1063. Odell Beckham, 1052. Uh, Taylor Bird, 1028. Stephon Diggs, 1021. And at 21, Amari Cooper, 1005. So if you look at that number, you say, well, damn. You want to make him one of the top paid wide receivers in the NFL? What the fuck? Now, understand, in the games that he played with the Dallas Cowboys, coming in with no training camp, new to the Scott Linehan's Stone Age offense, which is a run-first offense, he averaged 80.6 yards a game. A lot better than he did in Oakland. In 6 games in Oakland, he only had 280 yards. So hypothetically, let's assume that he will at least do what he did those 9 games with the Cowboys. Can we assume that? Because if you assume that, then his season would be 96 receptions, 1,289 yards, 12 TDs, averaging 13.7 yards per completion. So if we do that, 1,289 actually moves him right behind Antonio Brown, slightly behind Antonio Brown. Like I said, these are just hypotheticals. Okay, so that puts him at 13. No, 12. Let's look at receptions. Receptions-wise, that would put him at 13th. Okay, all right. Nothing to write home about. Yards per reception, that puts him down at 13.9. That puts him at 31st. So you look at that and kind of say, that's not really that great. TDs. Okay. He would average 12. That would put him right there with Tariq Hill, 4th. That sounds a little bit better. Okay. So looking at that, knowing that right now, Julio Jones is about to get $20 million. Julio Jones is in a pass-first offense who has a lot of wide receivers around him, has Matty Ice that's throwing because they actually throw the football a lot to him. You can look at that and say, he's not quite Julio Jones, but if Julio Jones was playing for the Dallas Cowboys, would he have 1,600 yards in receiving? And would Amari Cooper have more yards playing in Atlanta? I dare say yes. Another thing, Julio Jones is going on 31, I believe. Amari Cooper's only 25. He's the youngest wide receiver about to get paid. So you look at the longevity, because if you're looking at Julio Jones at 31, you're not looking at 5 years down the road. You're looking at maybe 2 or 3 that you're really productive before you start really going downhill, if not sooner. Amari Cooper, you look at and say, you should have about at least another good 5, 6, 7 years. So that's the advantage that he has right there. And as far as the numbers goes, now that we got rid of Scott Linehan, and that we have other threats around that are going to help take some of that load off of him as well, you're going to see him with bigger numbers because he's not going to get double teamed as much. The fact that we're going to have another offense that's going to be less predictable is going to make it a little bit better. Remember, just think about this, because people will say, oh, well, he just disappears. Well, he didn't really disappear with the Cowboys except after the Eagle game, after Scott Linehan put him in the doghouse and he only had 2 targets. Because understand, he even recognizes, listen, that route that we keep going to, that Scott Linehan keeps calling, It's not going to work. Let's go deep. Let's take it to the house. I can beat my man. And he did. And we won the game because of him and his 3 touchdowns. You go ahead and give him the latitude. You give him the opportunities. You make him feel good. You're going to see numbers that are going to sky's the limit. That 1289, I'm looking for about a 1,400-yard season and at least 12 touchdowns out of him. And I'm looking at him for the long haul. And it's better to get this deal done sooner than later. You know, nobody wants to pay too much. Nobody wants to feel like they cheated somebody, but you get Dak, you get Amari's deal done now, you're going to look at it and say, that's a bargain. You wait till the middle of the season or after all these other guys get paid, it's going to cost you. So that's my reasoning for paying Amari Cooper. He's young. He came in cold and took care of us. Got 42% of our offensive receiving touchdowns. Changed the season. You gave up a number 1 pick. You've already invested in the guy. Got to finish it off. All right, guys. I need to go up here, work and get some dinner, and I got some cabinets to work on. But as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. I'll see you soon.